Three of the world's most exclusive supercar brands just made a move that nobody saw coming. Bugatti, Ferrari, and McLaren, companies that have been competitors for decades, just came together on one platform. And they all agreed to something huge. Matt Armstrong got the exclusive first look, and what he discovered inside their announcement is already breaking the internet. You won't believe what they're planning to do next. For over 60 years, these three names have meant pure dominance. They've fought for the same ultra-wealthy customers. They've battled for speed records that break headlines. They've competed for every headline, every achievement, every single victory. But here's the thing, something changed, and nobody saw it coming. The announcement hit the automotive world like a shockwave. Bugatti, Ferrari, and McLaren, three legends that were supposed to be eternal rivals, just announced a historic partnership. But this wasn't a merger. This wasn't some boring business deal. This was different. This was the kind of announcement that makes you stop scrolling and actually pay attention. And the crazy part? There were zero leaks beforehand. In today's world, that's basically impossible. Everyone talks. Someone always knows something. Someone always tells their friend, who tells Twitter, who tells the world. But not this time. Not one person. Not one rumor. Nothing. It was complete silence until the moment they revealed everything. Matt Armstrong was right there. He got exclusive access to the press event. Not as a spectator, as the person getting the inside story first. He was standing in rooms where decisions were being made that would reshape the entire supercar industry. He was seeing things that had been hidden from the world, and his job was to dig deeper than anyone else. Here's what shocked everyone. The partnership wasn't about sharing technology. It wasn't a merger disguised as a collaboration. It was something completely different. It was a unified project that actually required all three brands working together. Not competing, not divided, united. Industry insiders started talking. They said this could reshape how luxury supercars are designed, built, and sold forever. Some experts called it the most significant automotive news since hypercars were born. Major car manufacturers were scrambling. Tech companies were panicking. Everyone was trying to understand what this meant, but nobody really knew yet. The real question was bigger than the announcement itself. Why now? Why did three companies with massive egos, decades of rivalry, and totally different cultures suddenly decide to work together? What made them realize that staying separate wasn't an option anymore? That's where Matt's investigation gets serious. He starts digging into the real reason, and what he discovers is actually shocking. The three brands didn't wake up one morning and decide this was a good idea. There's something deeper pulling them together. Something that touches the very future of supercars itself. Industry insiders reveal the truth. All three companies identified the exact same problem. The next generation of hypercar buyers, the ultra-wealthy people with hundreds of millions to spend, they want something different now. They want raw performance, sure. They want exclusivity, absolutely. But there's something else they're craving. Something the current market isn't offering. Not yet. That's where the partnership becomes critical. Because here's the beautiful part. Each brand brings something irreplaceable to the table. Bugatti brings raw, unmatched engineering power. These are the people who break world records. They don't just push limits, they shatter them. When Bugatti builds something, it's engineered to do things people thought were impossible. They have a legacy of pure performance extremes. Ferrari brings something completely different. They bring racing DNA that goes back generations. They have decades of Formula One experience. They understand how to make a car that doesn't just perform, it makes you feel something. When you drive a Ferrari, you're not just operating a machine. You're experiencing an emotion. That's their superpower. McLaren? McLaren brings cutting-edge technology and a forward-thinking approach that the other brands sometimes lack. They're younger. They're hungry. They're not bound by tradition the same way. They see the future, and they're already building it. Together, these three aren't competing anymore. They're creating something entirely new, something that takes the best of all three worlds and multiplies the power. Matt gets exclusive footage from inside the design studio where this project was born. And what he sees is mind-blowing. The sketches alone are so advanced, so detailed, so innovative that engineers from competing brands around the world would sell secrets to get their hands on them. He watches as engineers from Bugatti, Ferrari, and McLaren sit in the same room. Not arguing, not defending their brands. They're collaborating. They're sharing ideas that have never been shared between rivals before. This level of openness in the supercar world, it's literally unheard of. But here's what makes it even crazier. This project has a deadline. Everything needs to be revealed within the next few years. And the performance specifications being discussed during Matt's tour, they're pushing technology to limits that many experts thought were completely impossible. Some of the numbers being thrown around made even experienced car engineers question if they were realistic. That's how ambitious this is. But there's one element of this partnership that nobody talks about publicly, and it's the most game-changing part of the entire announcement. Matt discovers this during his exclusive tour, and it's something the press release completely buried. This hidden element reframes everything. It's not just about creating a faster car. It's not about a more luxurious experience. It's about revolutionizing ownership itself. The three brands are introducing something that's never existed before in the supercar world, a shared ownership and experience platform. Think about it. You buy a Bugatti. Beautiful, exclusive, powerful. You own one of the most sought-after machines on the planet. But now, imagine also gaining access to an exclusive global network where you can drive any of the three brands' vehicles anywhere in the world. You want to experience a McLaren in Monaco next month? Done. You want to feel what a Ferrari handles like on the roads of Italy? It's yours to drive. You want to push a Bugatti to its absolute limits on a private track in Germany? You can do that. This changes the economics of supercar ownership forever. The economics, the experience, everything. But it goes even deeper than that. The partnership includes a co-developed technology system that will be integrated into all three brands. And Matt gets to see this technology in action. His reaction? Complete shock. He literally struggles to find words to describe what he's witnessing. This technology includes autonomous driving features that are years ahead of anything currently available. AI-assisted performance optimization. Imagine a car that actually learns your driving style and optimizes its performance specifically for you. A communication system between vehicles that's so advanced it makes current luxury cars look like they're from another era. Every owner of a Bugatti, Ferrari, or McLaren will benefit. If one brand develops something revolutionary, something game-changing, all three brands integrate it. They share the innovation. They share the advancement. And there's more. Matt discovers a sustainability angle during his tour that changes how you think about supercars. All three companies are committing to carbon-neutral manufacturing within a specific time frame. They're sharing research and development costs to make it happen faster than any single brand could achieve alone. In other words, they're not just building faster cars, they're building the future of sustainable performance. The financial implications? Staggering. Several major investment firms are already adjusting their forecasts. Analysts are recalculating entire portfolios based on this partnership alone. But Matt's discovery at the end of his tour reveals something that even the executives hadn't fully disclosed yet. As he's leaving the design facility, one executive pulls him aside. This conversation, this moment, is the real story. This is where Matt finds out why these three legendary brands actually decided to unite. The executive says something that puts everything into perspective. This partnership isn't just about creating better cars. It's about survival. Survival. That word changes everything. The automotive industry is facing unprecedented disruption. Electric vehicles are dominating conversations. Self-driving technology is advancing faster than anyone expected. The market is shifting beneath their feet. And the younger buyers, the next generation of ultra-wealthy customers, they care less about traditional status symbols now. They care about experience, sustainability, innovation. Bugatti, Ferrari, and McLaren realized something critical. Staying separate in this new landscape means staying stagnant. Stagnation means irrelevance. Irrelevance means extinction. By combining forces, they're creating a brand ecosystem that's stronger, more innovative, more adaptable than any single luxury manufacturer could be alone. The partnership is defensive and offensive strategy at the same time. They're protecting themselves against the future while also attacking it with innovation. Matt discovers that this collaboration was years in the making. Secret meetings, years of negotiations, nearly a decade of executives from all three companies meeting behind closed doors, working out disagreements, aligning on a single vision. The announcement now is only possible because they finally resolved everything. They figured it out. They found a way to make it work. During his tour, Matt interviews engineers and designers who are visibly excited. They talk about breaking free from brand silos, accessing resources and talent they never had before. The energy in those design studios is palpable, electric. Everyone believes they're part of something historic, because they are. But Matt leaves the facility with one lingering question that nobody completely answered. And that question haunts him as he begins investigating what this partnership actually means for the future. While everyone else is celebrating the announcement, Matt digs deeper. The implications are staggering, and most people aren't seeing the bigger picture. First, this partnership sends a signal to every other luxury brand in the world. It says isolation is no longer viable. Porsche is watching. Lamborghini is watching. Aston Martin is watching. They're all reevaluating their strategies right now. Some will attempt their own partnerships. Others will try to compete independently, which suddenly becomes much harder. The supercar market is experiencing a seismic shift in how companies operate. The technology implications alone are revolutionary. If Bugatti, Ferrari, and McLaren are truly sharing innovations, really sharing them, the pace of advancement in the entire supercar world accelerates dramatically. Features that normally take a single company 5 years to develop might be perfected in 2 years when 3 companies collaborate. The first generation of vehicles from this partnership could set benchmarks that dominate the industry for the next decade. This partnership creates a blueprint that extends beyond automobiles. If luxury brands in other industries see this succeed, and they're watching closely, expect similar partnerships in aerospace, luxury fashion, consumer electronics. The entire business world is learning from this experiment. Matt explores the economic impact. Suppliers are in higher demand. Engineers and technicians suddenly have more opportunities. Manufacturing facilities need upgrades. The entire ecosystem around these 3 brands becomes more valuable overnight. Investment firms are already calculating the financial upside. The numbers are impressive, but there's a risk factor that Matt identifies, and this is important. For a partnership this ambitious to succeed, it requires perfect alignment. Perfect alignment between 3 organizations with massive egos, 3 completely distinct cultures. History is full of failed corporate collaborations, mergers that looked perfect on paper but imploded in reality. The pressure on this partnership to deliver is immense. One major mistake, one serious disagreement, and the entire thing could unravel before it even gets started. That's where the challenges come in. The first challenge is brand identity. Bugatti is known for extreme power. Ferrari is known for racing heritage and emotional connection. McLaren is known for technological precision. These identities could clash hard when decisions need to be made about shared technology and design language. If Ferrari feels its identity is being diluted, tensions rise. If Bugatti feels its exclusivity is being compromised, resentment builds. If McLaren feels its innovation isn't being valued, conflict emerges. Managing these distinct identities without losing what makes each brand special, that's incredibly difficult. The second challenge is market positioning. Each brand appeals to different customer bases, different priorities, different price points. When they start sharing technology and platforms, the lines between brands blur. Some Ferrari customers might ask why they're paying premium prices for a vehicle that shares components with a McLaren. Some Bugatti customers might feel their exclusivity is gone. Managing perceptions without losing customer loyalty is a delicate balancing act that could fail. The third challenge is decision-making speed. Large organizations move slowly. Now, imagine 3 large organizations trying to make decisions together. When Ferrari wants to go right and McLaren wants to go left, who decides? How quickly can disagreements be resolved? Bureaucracy could become the partnership's biggest enemy. Matt interviews industry experts. They express cautious optimism mixed with genuine concern about execution. They've seen similar partnerships fail. They emphasize that the vision is brilliant, but implementation determines success or failure. There's also a cultural challenge that's easy to overlook, but incredibly important. Each company has its own way of doing things, its own engineering philosophy, its own corporate culture. Merging these into a unified team without losing each brand's unique strengths is extraordinarily difficult. Egos will clash. Opinions will conflict. Someone will feel like their contribution isn't being valued. That's inevitable. But according to Matt's investigation, the 3 brands have already anticipated these challenges. They've built in structures to address them, governance models, decision-making frameworks, systems designed to prevent the exact conflicts that typically destroy partnerships like this. Which brings Matt to the final piece: what's actually coming next? Matt finally gets the inside scoop on the timeline. The announcement is just the beginning. What follows is a carefully orchestrated plan that will introduce new vehicles, technologies, and experiences over the next 3 to 5 years. The first phase is happening right now, hidden from public view. It involves integration of the shared technology platform across all 3 brands. In laboratories and design facilities around the world, engineers are writing code, testing systems, perfecting algorithms that will eventually power the next generation of supercars. This phase represents some of the most exciting automotive development work happening anywhere on the planet right now. The second phase is the introduction of co-developed vehicles. Each brand releases a new model that showcases the partnership's capabilities while maintaining its individual identity. Bugatti's version emphasizes power and performance extremes. Ferrari's version emphasizes racing heritage and emotional connection. McLaren's version emphasizes cutting-edge technology and efficiency. These vehicles won't be identical. They're distinct expressions of shared technology. When Matt gets a glimpse of concept sketches, they're stunning. The design language is evolutionary, not revolutionary. The brands are being careful not to alienate existing customers. Each vehicle looks like a natural progression of its brand's heritage. The third phase involves the shared ownership and experience platform becoming fully operational. Owners of any brand access a global network. Imagine buying a Bugatti, then driving a McLaren in Monaco next month, then experiencing a Ferrari in Italy next summer. Exclusivity remains. You're in a network of ultra-wealthy supercar owners only, but the experience becomes exponentially more expansive. The fourth phase extends into sustainability initiatives and autonomous driving capabilities. All 3 brands are committing to revolutionary changes that redefine what a supercar can be in the electric and autonomous era. And then, Matt discovers something that hasn't been publicly announced yet. Something that ties everything together. Something that reveals the true scope of what these 3 brands are actually building. It's not just a partnership. It's a movement. It's the future of luxury itself being redefined in real time.